So what do you say to the people who feel like they're too late, or they see the price at 70,000 and they feel like they've missed the boat?
It depends on what it is. I mean, the truth is, the only thing I advocate is if you have a portion of your portfolio that you don't, if you have money you don't need for 4 years and you want to hold it for more than 4 years, for between 4 years and the rest of your life, that's your long-term investment portfolio, then you take a portion of that and you buy Bitcoin, which is digital property. You know, if you want a diversified portfolio, I would say you buy rental real estate or some real estate you're going to hold as a store of value. Maybe you buy a market basket of high quality stocks that you think will last for a decade or decades, or you buy the S&P index, and then you buy collectible items, trophy assets you want to hold your entire life, right? That's normally what goes in that basket of long-term assets. I think the apex property of the human race is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is Manhattan in cyberspace. If you think about investing in Manhattan as a good metaphor, the question is it too late to invest in Manhattan? Well, was it too late in 1680?
1680, man. My mind, Michael Saylor, went back to 1680. Hey, man, my name's Gerald Peters. Welcome back to the channel. Listen, I believe anybody, regardless of age, race, or current financial situation, listen, you can get financially free in the next 7 to 10 years if you put your mind to it. And, you know, I hang out with a bunch of people doing that already. And we go by the MFG or the Money Flow Gang, a group of like-minded people. We're out here, we're in these markets, we're looking for trades, we're looking for long-term investments, we're looking for swing trades, position trades. There's a lot of things you can do. And in America, there's really 3 ways to get rich, man. You can own a business. You do or you don't. You can invest in business. Could be a friend's business, or should be the stock market. Inside of there are all kinds of investments, okay? And 3, you can invest in real estate. Michael Saylor makes the case that Bitcoin is digital real estate. Interesting, man. Let's look at the chart here of Bitcoin. Right here, I was just looking at, this is a weekly chart. Currently prices at 98,813. We're on the 100K watch. So that's what I'm looking for here, 100K. I wanted to film it, record it. But what I want to bring your attention to up here at the top of all my charts is the relative strength index, the RSI for short. I put it at the top. Now, typically in stocks, when we get above 70 or below 30, so down here, below 30, above 70, these are what we call extreme high, extreme low. These would become extreme zones. In stocks, this is where we start to look for further evidence of a price reversal, or what we would begin to see evidence of a stage 3 as price moves sideways, maybe a breakdown as price moves down into what we call a stage 4 decline. If you come over here and go to the petersreport.com, in the beginning of the report, kind of break down what's been going on with bonds, the NASDAQ, oil, gold, Bitcoin, the Dow, and the S&P 500 in the front page there. And if you're not on my Substack, if you click that little link right there, it'll take you to Substack, and where we're trying to stay one step ahead of the market. But back to the newsletter, if you go here to page 10, in the front of the video, me and my friend Jess, we break down the markets every Monday and Friday. Sometimes I try to do it around 8:30, man, but it comes out around that time. Page 4 of the Peters Report is my log. This is where you're going to see me taking action, doing the only 3 ways to get rich: own a business, invest in business, or real estate. This is number 2. This is where I'm allocating money to different stocks, whether it be trading. We also day trade, but this is what I want to show you. This is a pretty good issue, I thought. Okay, the money flow money flow in the 4 stages of price movement. We're going to watch Bitcoin do this. This here is a 1-minute chart of Bitcoin. And I'm just going to throw it up here. You're going to see stage 4 decline. There's your anchor point. There's your stage 1 trigger, right? We get in, and then boom, we expect price to run up to a previous high. So as we come into that previous high zone, as price comes into that previous high zone, that RSI goes extreme. I start to watch each bar, and I'm looking for an apex. And when it's going down, I'm looking for that anchor point. I'm looking for price to stop. And then it begins to build structure. Okay. Stage 1, I'm looking to enter. And that stage 1 also gives me a stop zone. And let's pull this back up. So look at Bitcoin here. And so this is a 3. Over here is a 1. Now, what's interesting here is that it's bouncing off of the 200. If any of you guys that day trade with me inside of the MFG's Discord in the TQQ room, we kind of call out our entries. And now we're building in here. We'll see if that works or if that makes money. But this pattern here you're seeing on a 1-minute chart is this here. It's accumulation. Shares are being accumulated. It's the breakout. Buyers are willing to pay more and more. Okay. Sellers want more and more for their shares. So it moves up and then it hits the highest point, and then price goes below it. And that's your apex. And then we begin to see price build out structure. And when it breaks underneath the trigger, just like on the flip on a stage 1, when it breaks up, right? That's our signal. This is the signal the stage 3 is going. And then I'm looking for a stage 4 decline. And then I'm going to watch that decline into the RSI. And this pattern of accumulation, markup, distribution, markdown, accumulation, markup, distribution, markdown continues to play out. We see it here playing out on a 1-minute chart. Let's see if, all right, but you see it here, even though it changed my parameters. Right here, we have what? We have the anchor, we have a possible support zone, and we have a logical place using market structure to place a stop. And up in here, we have a target. And so that sets up for me a very simple swing trade, okay? And we can see that pattern playing out. But we don't have to stay on a 1 minute. Let's back this up. This is a 10-minute chart of Bitcoin. And I'm seeing a similar pattern, not always perfect, but it allows me to build structure, and I'm going to expect, if I'm short term or swing trading, looking to take profits in this 99,400 range, if the market was open, and, I'd probably be getting in down in here, which is what, 98,700, something like that. And so, yeah, you can make some money on that. But these shorter time frames, obviously the moves are smaller. Let's back it up even more. We'll take it to a daily for a second. I mean, look, Bitcoin's gone straight up. And the RSI is 81, okay? So, but here's the thing. You can work off that relative strength index because 81 is pretty high. Bitcoin and crypto can run hot. It can run on a high RSI for a minute, okay? Longer than it can with stocks. So that doesn't necessarily mean we could see it just kind of hold in this. I expect it to break 100 by Monday, 100K, and then maybe go a little more and then go sideways. I don't know that we necessarily have to expect it to completely reverse. Some people seem to be thinking that it should completely reverse. I don't know. So that's where we got price. I just feel like it's so close. Can't quit now at 98. Come on, man. I've been buying some every day. Michael Saylor said he's in there buying at 98. It sounds crazy, but
No. Was it too late in 1776? No. Was it too late in 1865? No. Was it too late in 1914? No. 1945? No. 1976? No. 2000? No. What is the story of, and why is that, by the way? It's because Manhattan's built on an island. There's a limited amount of land. It's the nexus, the commercial center of the North American trade network or the Western trade network. Everybody with money and power wants to go through or needs to go through Manhattan at some point in time. That's been the case for hundreds of years. Everyone that ever bought real estate in Manhattan bought it from someone that paid less for it than they're currently buying it for, right? And why does it keep going up? It keeps going up because we keep printing more currency, right? So scarce, desirable assets go up forever. And in this case, is Bitcoin safer investment than Manhattan? I think so, because Manhattan competes with Tokyo and London and Paris, and Manhattan is just a physical city. Bitcoin is the center of the digital commerce or of the digital economy. It's like the capital city. It's the nexus point of the entire digital economy.
Well, let me do it.
And it has appealed to everybody on earth speaking every language.
All right, so Michael Saylor makes a very convincing case. People will listen to Michael Saylor and sell off everything, go all in on Bitcoin. I don't advocate that at all. I think he said it at the beginning. It should be a position inside your portfolio. But hey, if you're all in on one thing and you get it right, that's the fastest way to get rich. But I'm trying to also get rich smart, and I'm trying to be an asset protector, and I got to watch my downside, and diversification, they say, is the only free lunch, man. So that's it on Bitcoin, man. Bitcoin's hitting 98,881. If we look on the weekly, I wanted to show you something. Look at the RSI right now, 77. Look over here. It was higher. Okay. RSI is higher. And if you look back here, it's previous highs. The RSI is higher. My point is, on the weekly chart, it wouldn't be unusual for the RSI to push another 10, 15, even 20 points higher. Maybe not 20, but a good 5, 10, 30, 15 points higher. So, for whatever that's worth, it did it here, it did it here, it did it back here, all the way back. Also, this is in April, and we don't hit the top until almost April the next year. And then what happened? We had this long sideways movement, and if we're doing money flow, what is that? That is a weekly stage 3, That's where it gets tricky. So, you got to put everything together. You can't just look at one indicator, can't just look at one thing, but you always look at price. Price is king, no matter what, okay? So price is king. That's all I got for you today. I have not trimmed any crypto trading sector products. I'm in CLSK, WGMI, which is the Bitcoin miner ETF, Dogecoin, Shiba, Bitcoin Cash, Solana, Bitcoin, of course, Bito with its big ass 47% annual dividend. What else? BITX. What is it? MASTRY. So we got the Yield Max stuff over there. Misty. You got Michael Saylor's company. So we have a lot of Bitcoin exposure inside of the Money Flow Trading Society, the MFG. There's a lot of ways. I did a seminar about 6 months ago on 5 ways to play Bitcoin. I mean, everyone who took that should have doubled their money. Some of those things 3x, 4x'd, I mean, I'm up almost 500% in Bito. So, or is it 400 or 500? That comes from staying with an asset class, continuing to learn about it, whether it be oil, the commodity and how oil stocks relate to it, bonds and the dividend stocks and how they connect to interest rates, growth companies. When they're lowering interest rates, growth stocks can fly. When they're raising interest rates, growth stocks are going to come down, right? Why do we see the utility stocks all trading at a premium and moving up? Okay, so if you're trying to figure out these things, if you're trying to stay one step ahead of the market, man, hit that QR code, get on my email list. I love talking about this shit. I love sharing it. I hang out with a bunch of traders. This is what I like to do. It's what I like to talk about. It's my passion. And it is one of the 3 ways that you get rich in America. And real estate is the other one that I've done now I have 16 properties now. So I'm starting to unload properties. 3 houses for myself and then some rentals. My place here in Texas, I've got a condo in the French Quarter, and then I've got a place down in Panama City Beach. And the great thing about being an entrepreneur, utilizing the internet, being an investor, getting those buckets right in the beginning, getting out of debt, getting your credit straight, getting that savings set up. So you get the buckets lined up right. Then you start attacking the investment bucket, right? So if you go to geraldpeters.info, you can get my free ebook, man. Totally free. It's an ebook. You can read it right on your phone, man. It's called You Don't Have to Die Broke. And if you don't have that, that'll help you get started, getting your money right, getting your mindset right, and it'll turn you on to the dogs of the Dow, which I've traded and had in my portfolio for the last 17 years. From the time I learned about them. And I think that's a great way to get started in the stock market. And, when I got going, there was no Bitcoin, man. This is new. There's no BitTo. There's no BITX. There's no YieldMax. There's no Defiance. We have so many things going right now. And it's so easy for anybody, regardless of age, race, or financial situation, to access these markets. Anybody, man, whether you live in Detroit or a trailer park in Arkansas or in the mountains in South Carolina or on the beaches of Florida, anybody can learn to trade. If you can read, you get my book, The Money Flow Trading System, and learn how to follow and watch Bitcoin in a way that makes sense of the chaos. And you just follow price and use a predictable, repeatable, logical pattern and try to make sense of the chaos. I hope I can help you do that, man. This is what I do. This is my passion. This is what I've been doing for about 20 something years. Making money with money and working from home. And, about the last 10 years trying to show other people a similar way of life, the way that I call the money flow of getting out of debt, keeping your word, being a person of honor, which means you have good credit, right? Doing what you say. And when you get into the market, investing in what is, not what you fear, not what you speculate, not what you assume. You trade the charts and you learn, and anybody can do that. Me and God bless. If anything I can do to help you, just let me know.